Hello everybody and welcome back to Spintires Mudrunner. Anyway, today we're going to continue on with the challenges series, and we're going to do the visit grandma, and if we have time, cross the river. Well, we probably will. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Let's see, complete the challenge at night, don't use the winch, never release the accelerator. So it's going to be one of those challenges. Alright, we have a ZAZ, which is not the speediest of vehicles. And I think I'm going to stick you in one. Now, let's go. Anyway, these things have like an air-cooled V4 in the back, and I've actually seen videos of these on YouTube doing some pretty insane stuff off-road. This is probably a rather slow way of doing it, but I do intend to keep the throttle down the whole way, so slower is better, especially in the games like this. Now I'm trying to find a route where I won't get hung up on rocks or anything. Especially as this particular vehicle has no diff lock or anything. But as I said, these things have helped by having the motor in the back, so there's plenty of weight over the rear wheels. And don't get stuck, don't get stuck. Alright, still moving. And even with no diff lock in that, they also have a flat floor, so apparently they're quite capable off-road. So great for, visiting grandma, or like we're doing here, or basically doing some off-roading things whilst looking for mushrooms and stuff. I have noticed that vehicles without diff locks seem to do a lot better than they used to. I mean, it used to be a case of, especially with like the ZL 130, you were basically dependent on the diff lock just to keep moving, whereas now it'll actually do alright. Well, you have to, because it just simply doesn't have a diff lock anymore, which is probably more realistic. Though I do miss being able to select tyres, because I don't know why they removed that. I've already noticed several mods have come out, and you end up with 3 different versions to get the different wheels on, which is starting to clog the menu a bit. Anyway, I still have to keep picking away through here and trying to keep out of the water. No, don't bog, don't bog. Don't bog. Nearly there. Nearly there. Now I'll turn the steering wheel back and forth, seems to still work as well for keeping the vehicle moving. Come on. Come on. Keep going, keep going. And we're nearly there. We're on the home stretch, just have to keep it moving for just a little longer. No, don't go over there, don't go over there. Alright, so I've managed to do that one. Now I just need to make the last of the way into here, and I'm going to stay over this side to try and keep out of the deepest spot in the floodwaters. Oh, I managed to take damage. No idea how that happened. Right, now let's stick this back into automatic. Alright. And that's that one done. Alright. Alright, cross the river. Bonus objectives. Complete the challenge at night, don't use the winch. Reach the destination with the garage trailer attached. That sounds easy enough, although can't really see what I'm doing at night, which is unfortunate. Especially as this trailer doesn't track very well. Now, I need to really plan my route. I mean, there's a shallow way over here, but with the water flow coming down here, you're just going to get shoved downstream, so it might actually be a good idea to head towards this island here and then sneak up the side if possible. I guess we'll see if that's a good idea. Still, I've got plenty of fuel, so I can take as much time as I want. I do try and aim for 20-minute videos, but with these challenges you can never tell, especially as, well, don't always succeed on the first attempt. Anyway, proceed slowly. If your vehicle starts to sink, reverse back and find another way. Easier than said than done with this trailer. Now, see, there's sort of a shallow path up and across that way, but I'm not so sure. Maybe I can get across there, but I think it's a bit deep there. I mean, there's a big hole here. Let's see, go maybe this way. And then across, like, through there. Not the easiest path. Don't tell me it's already stuck. This isn't as unstoppable as it used to be. Alright. Now, do I really want to... It does run a bit close to maybe more this way and across. I'm kind of worried because there is quite a lot of pressure from the water, and if you're facing upstream you just get shoved around. I mean, even here you can sort of see the water is piling up against the side of the truck, and I don't know why that keeps coming up. In this spot I think it's relatively shallow, so I think I am reasonably safe. But it's when I hit the deeper spots further out, that's where the trouble starts. And as you can see, I'm not moving very fast despite having this thing absolutely floored. And this is pretty much the most relentless vehicle in the game. I mean, the trailer's getting shoved around, and you feel the flow pushing this, trying to push this downstream. You know, I have the steering almost all the way to the right to just keep it in a straight line. And was barely moving. Oh, what the hell? That suddenly got deep. Of course, now I'm trying to back up into the flow. Oh, the pull on the trailer is actually dragging this thing around, so it's like I can't even go any further. I need to aim further upriver, I think. Now I'm barely moving. Alright, hell with it. shallow spot now. But as you can see, the pressure of the water is really shoving the truck around. Certainly actually having a hard time just keeping it moving. Alright, don't really want to go direct that way. I will try over this way more, I think. Because the reality of this is that I'm right on the limit for this thing. I mean, I'm actually getting shoved this way against, I'm actually turning upriver, but I'm still getting shoved down the downstream simply by the sheer force of the water. Alright. There isn't really much I can do except just keep pressing on, and hopefully I don't drown it like I just did. Because if it stops, I'm even more screwed. Keep aiming for the beach. This is one of the more demanding challenges, but I already knew this as I've tried Deluge with, and even with the 7310 here, it was quite a battle to get across the flood. So come on, stop hanging up. I'm this close. I'm so close. It doesn't sort of help the trailers, making this more difficult than it needs to be. Although now that I'm starting to escape the current, I mean, as you can see, it's all shoved around. But anyway, I am on the island now, so I'm not quite home free. But I am at least out of the flow for now. Okay, I'm going to need to duck around the shore of this. At least with this thing there isn't much that can really stop you. And as long as you're careful. But anyway, now where's that shallow spot? Okay, it's about sort of there, and then I can just come up the coast here. As long as you're careful. This probably isn't the ideal route, there's probably just another one that I haven't found yet. I mean, when I did Deluge, I ended up having to go back a second run in this to get the last bit of wood. I took a completely different route, and a much shorter one. But I don't think anything other than this would have been able to make it, and even then I sort of had to use the current to my advantage. Anyway, I have noticed there's a lot more resistance when the vehicles are plunging through the water. You sort of can't sort of floor it in a relatively light vehicle anymore. I mean, even this in the Curavet's tractor certainly feel it. Actually, I will stick on the left here. I mean, I'm even mostly on land and I'm still not really able to get out of first gear. Well, now it is. How much longer, I don't know, because I can't really hold third, and without a manual transmission I sort of can't tell it to stay in second. Ah, there we go, getting a bit of speed now. Just have to stay out of the worst of the water and just keep plunging on and avoid the rock there. And we're done. And I do believe I fulfilled all of the requirements, although I am not really enjoying doing it at night, as it doesn't make such a great video. Right, I got the achievement for that as well. On to the next one, I guess. Alright. We're going to take some 3151s on an expedition. Now I want to get that watch point and that watch point. And let's get this over and done with. As I am starting to get a little croaky. Now I just need to find a way around. Because I think once you've seen the lake, you've gone too far. Yeah, here's the lake here, so we want to go back this way, I think, and there's a way to loop around. And this is really tight. And I have no idea why this thing seems to have a magnetic attraction to trees, but it does. And we're in the rough terrain on the other side. May not have been such a bright idea, actually. And I think you can also go around the other end of the lake, but I'm going to try it from this end and then come up here. So I do not like how when it bumps over these things, it's almost like it's trying to tip over. That's the one I want. And release that. And then sneak over here. And what the hell is this thing hung up on? There we go. Much better. Alright. Now this is sort of the later replacement for the 469, and I think you can actually still buy these new, although they're probably different again because I think it was introduced in the 80s. I think I'll drive down. I do not like driving across these hills, as they seem to be designed to trip this vehicle up. In any case, we're going to just take it nice and slowly, because if you bounce out of those holes a little too hard, it will flip this thing on its roof like it's because I think it's actually with that crate on top and all that, is actually a bit top heavy. So now we will gradually sneak up this hill and over that tree. I don't like how it sort of feels like when I'm going across the edge of the hill, is this thing going to tip over sort of thing. Right, and I don't know why I hit that tree trunk so hard before, but maybe just gently take it around here. This is sort of further complicated by doing it at night, but okay, come on, come. As you can see, it does not want to cross that tree trunk. I've never done four-wheeling in real life, so I'm not sure if that's a real thing or not, or if it's just some sort of the way the physics engine in the game works. Though it doesn't seem to be as bad as it used to be. Now we sort of need to make it up this way and over here. And I do want to really gently take it down this hill. Because as you can sort of see, it's... Now that's not what I want. I want to come around this way. I want to keep it pointed up the hill, so I'm actually, the main reason why I'm using the winch is to do that. Because that's the area I'm aiming for. And this is actually quite a handy trick. As sometimes winching to something can stop the vehicle from flipping over if you misjudge something. Although other times it's just an annoying hindrance, but this game always seems to treat rocks like they're really slippery. One of this truck's more concerning behaviours as well. Just how easy it is to make this thing feel like it's going to roll over. I mean, it's not going to go any further up this hill, basically. It's like, stuff this, I'm not climbing this. Though if I aim for down here, I might actually have a bit of success, seeing as there's actually a road. Although this thing seems to be steered by the back axle. This is what I was aiming for the first time, although I seem to have missed it. And we will park this one here, and we're going to go grab the other one. And then for that one we will head this way. Although I think we're going to have to basically duck around this, whatever it is. I mean, I don't... Oh hey, that might actually be possible. It's not really what I wanted, but alright. Now we shall duck through the trees. Because it's not fun if it's been done before. Of course I'm a bit behind everyone else because, well, I can only do so many videos a week as my internet connection is rather limited. Yeah, so there's actually like there's a hard limit to how much videos I can upload before I use up all my data for them. Why am I taking so much damage? This thing seems to be rather sensitive. Either that or just has enough trouble to go fast enough to cause trouble. In any case, I'm going to follow this trail for a bit, as it will probably lighten the load. Either that or it will lead me to disaster, but you never know. I hope not, because, well, I've put a lot of time into this, and I really need to get this done. And I'm on a time limit, as I have maybe 10 minutes before I actually have to go do something. Now I can probably drive around here, although I've noticed this vehicle seems to be very susceptible to tipping over even more so than the 469, which is unfortunate, as we're in rough terrain where some rough road capabilities are kind of essential. Now, also, I've noticed these tree trunks will just flip the vehicle around like it weighs nothing. But then I think I'm going a bit fast as well. And there's the last point. Okay, what are you hung up on? Oh, tree. That's not what I wanted. Fast winching can be handy at times, but other times it's utterly frustrating. Right, now we need to head up this way, there. Alright. Now I just need to not lose this vehicle before I finish. So I've done the challenge at night. I've got all the watch points. Now I just need to get... No, don't tip. Seriously, once this thing starts to tip, there's no stopping it, really. Unless you get very lucky. Although we are lucky in that there's plenty of trees and things to winch to, but of course if you tip over in this game you can't use the winch. Well, in Spintires you could if you had Spintires Plus, but that's neither here nor there, because the winch on this vehicle is operated by the engine. From here on out I think it'll be a winch fest. I mean, I can sort of see where the other one is. I just have to try and get there without hopelessly getting this either hopelessly bogged or rolled. And unfortunately that's easier said than done. So one of the reasons why I actually prefer the 469, whilst this might be better on the rough stuff, it does seem to want to roll over a bit more than I'd like. Which I think might just be the higher ground clearance of the larger wheels, but I suppose that is the sort of price you pay for better off-road performance. I mean, I never liked driving the family's Ford Explorer when I was learning to drive because it was such a, you had the feeling that it was going to tip over at the slightest provocation. Right, change truck. And then we shall hire winch to winch. Into here slowly. And we are done. And that will be all for today, and this is the last of the current challenges that are available. So I think from now on I guess it'll be mod videos. Right, so I'll see you next time in Spintires Mudrunner.